Every summer top 100. Every summer top 100. He's got a voice that's really the bomb. He'll make a choice that'll aggravate Tom. I hate to spoil it, but when all's said and done, Merchant of Venus gonna be number one.
Hi, I've made it to Dice Tower Con. Behind me, everything is being set up. You can see the library getting put together, and people are setting up tables. Folks aren't in here yet because it's the day before the convention starts. So we have just enough time to talk about my number 80 through 71. Here we go.
80. Copycat.
Tom likes to make fun of my number 80. Copycat. There's Freedom and Freeze right there. So this is a combination of several different game mechanisms. Stuff from Dominion, from Through the Ages, from Agricola. It's worker placement, it's deck building, it's almost civ building. It's got a lot going on. But I think it works. I think it comes together into an enjoyable whole, sort of a distilled version of a lot of those mechanisms. Plus, I think it's got a goofy sense of humor that works for me. It's my number 80. It's still in that top 100. I still like playing Copycat.
79. Reef Encounter.
Number 79 is Reef Encounter. This is the original R&D Games edition with the lighter artwork. There's a Z-Man edition with a darker color palette. I like this one. In Reef Encounter, you are collecting, eating coral, and building groups of coral of your own. And there's a hierarchy of the different the coral types that allow them to eat each other and mess with each other. There's also lobsters that you can place that protect the coral. Are they lobsters or shrimp? Shrimp? I think it's like a shrimp. It's a specific type of shrimp. They're adorable. They're little googly-eyed shrimp. Crunchy. Deep game. There's a lot of moving pieces, and there's a little bit of a bump in understanding how those all work together. But once you've got that, it's a lot of fun building these coral fields and trying to build on the hierarchy of them in order to score points. Reef Encounter, number 79.
78. Dimagiran Pangea.
Close enough. The Magir von Pangea. The Mages of Pangea is number 78. It's one of these Queen games. I have this quartet of Queen games here, and I don't think I can replace any of them without getting one that's the same size. It's like perfectly... Anyway, in this game, you are magicians, and you're trying to get a certain number of amulets. It's actually got a variable win condition. You can either have all 5 of the amulets, or you can get 4 amulets and a certain amount of money, or 3 amulets and even more money. So even though you think you're in the lead, there's still a chance that others may beat you by being more efficient with their cash. It uses a sliding tile mechanism. You have a certain number of magic spells you can use on your turn. As you collect more amulets, you have more spells. You can slide pieces of the board around and buy amulets from the workers that reside on the different tile types. It's neat. It's unlike many other things. And it's only in German. You have to get a translated edition, or, ship in an edition and then get a translation of the rules in English if you'd like to play it. But I think it's worth it, because it's a unique game for sure. The Mages of Pangea.
77. Impulse.
Number 77 is another from Carl Chudik, the master of building a whole system around just cards. And in Impulse, you've got, in fact, you can look at the back here, you've got these different types of cards, and they all link together on the board into a lattice that becomes the map. And then these cards can also be used to trigger actions, and they're used to, determine disputes. You're building forces and sending them around from gate to gate and defending different sections of the board. There's a lot going on. You create sort of this programmed string that you activate that then rotates, and you add more cards to it, and then you activate the whole string again and remove one from the string. Tricky to get a hold of, or to understand at first, but still well worth the effort. Impulse is an interesting game and one I enjoy exploring. It's my number 77.
76.
Trombones led the big parade. No?
Thunderstone.
Thunderstone is one of those weird ones that didn't make my list last time, 2 years ago, but had made my previous list, and now it's back in the number 76 position. Thunderstone Advance. This is actually, as far as I know, every card I have for Thunderstone Advance. I didn't get every single set for Advance, but I got most of them. This is the Numenera set, but I also got the Worlds Collide set and a few others as well. So this is a pretty full box. Thunderstone is a great system. It was one of the first deck builders after Dominion and really expanded upon that concept. The concept of leveling up your heroes is really neat, making them more powerful versions of that particular character type. I really don't play the epic variant. I still like the constrained version of the basic game, but Advance really streamlined things. This is really where Thunderstone shines, is in the Advance. Although, I am rather excited to see what Thunderstone Quest is going to look like. I haven't had a chance to play that one yet. If you enjoy fantasy themes and like the deck building, engine building mechanism, certainly check out Thunderstone, track down a copy. I'm sure as Quest comes out, Thunderstone Advance cards are going to start to become more readily available. I think this has been out of print for a while, but I think you'll be able to play. You can find somebody that's got a copy of Thunderstone Advance. My number 76.
75. Empires of the Void.
Number 75 was my first exposure to Ryan Lockett and Red Raven Games. Ryan did the art for this, as he does for all of his stuff. It's called Empires of the Void. It has a little bit of pick up and deliver aspect to it. It's based in space, but there's also some area control and a little 4X sort of exploration and attacking going on. Each planet has technology, and you can, when discovering a planet, conquer it, just take it over, which is fine, I guess. Or you can make friends with it and gain its technology, its special ships, and so then all of a sudden you are the only one on the board that has this particularly cool looking ship that may be better than some of the others that you can just build normally. It had a lot of charm. It has a lot of charm, and there is a new version of this coming out, Empires of the Void 2, which is going to distill the system. I'm excited about that, but I'm still very happy with the original. Empires of the Void, number 75.
74. Clank, a deck building adventure.
Number 74 I have not added to my collection. That is Clank, a deck building adventure from Renegade Games. This is a deck builder, as the title would indicate, but it uses a noise mechanism and a real push your luck mechanism. You've got an above ground section of the board and a below ground section of the board, and the idea is to go to the below ground and pick up a treasure and come back. But the farther you go down, the better the treasures are. Problem is that as soon as one person makes it up to the top, the clock starts ticking. And it's possible that if you have gone too far down and can't make it back up, then you're going to perish down there and not get any points at the end of the game. You have to live in order to win. So how far do you go down before you dash back up? Do you just grab some tiny little treasure and run back up, hoping that others can't? And that's a viable strategy, although not a game-breaking one. I've seen people win either way. Great game. Really excited to play this one. It's one that I'm teetering on purchasing. Others I know have it, but still, maybe I could play this with the kids. Really, great game, well worth a look. Clank, my number 74.
73.
Dice City.
Number 73 is Dice City. Everybody's got a grid full of actions that then get triggered when you roll dice. You get like 5 dice you roll at once, and you'll trigger these different actions. But then you can replace those actions, because the ones you start with are pretty basic. You can then draft cards that fit over these spaces on the grid, and then you're doing something better, maybe more synergistically with other actions that you've got on your board, fitting with your particular strategy. There are several expansions for this. I haven't actually played with any. I own one of them, but I haven't played any of the 3. Just the base game is a lot of fun, and I like the variety of the cards. I like the little bit of luck that comes with the dice rolling. This pushes a lot of buttons for me. Engine building, that sort of thing. Dice City. Roll, build, and win, it says on the back. It's well worth a look. And it's my number 73.
72. Snowtails.
72 is Snowtails from the Fragor Brothers. This is the Asmodee edition. There is a newer Renegade Games edition that is virtually the same. You could even play with both if you really wanted to. But Snowtails is a race game where you are racing sled dogs. You're playing cards to either side of your sled team as well as to your brake, and then adding those together and then subtracting the brake is what your speed is. But if you put a stronger card to one side over the other, then that's how far to the side you're going to drift. And that's how you steer. And that's tricky. I love trying to figure out how I'm going to get around this difficult curve and pass my fellow players, not crash into the wall, not crash into them. It's neat. It's one of my favorite race games, and I think this is my favorite Fragor Brothers game, Lamont Brothers game. Yeah, I think it is. Snowtails, number 72.
71. Class.
71 is another game with a handle, so you know it's good. This is called Clask. Wait, look at that. That's a crazy front. I don't know if I like the front of that. Let's look at the back. The back shows the actual thing. Clask is a dexterity game, a two-player game that uses magnets to move paddles around on. So you're moving a magnet on the bottom, down here, and it moves the top around on the top. And then you're playing basically soccer with that little dude on the top, a ball, and you're trying to aim for a circular target. That's one way to score, but there's other ways to score as well. You've got these magnetic barriers on the center, and they will be attracted to your pawn on the top. If you end up with two of those on your pawn, you lose a point. Your opponent scores. Also, if you get your pawn stuck in your own goal, your opponent's going to score. And if you manage to lose control of your pawn, like you get so crazy that you throw it across the board, your hand can only go so far, only into the halfway point. So if you lose control of your pawn, can't get them to stand back up, your opponent is going to score. It's a tremendous game. My kids love it, for one thing, and I think it's built well. It's one that if you were to acquire it, you would have it for a long time. I hesitate to use the term heirloom quality, but it's pretty far up there. This one's going to stick around for a while, and as long as you don't lose the ball, although it comes with an extra ball and I think an extra little magnetic barrier thing, just so that you don't lose it. I think it's going to stick around for a while, and I think it's going to see a lot of play in your household, especially if you've got kids. Clask is a tremendous product, and I'm happy to see it getting distribution. You can pick it up at like Target, other big box stores. It's really becoming widely available, and I'm happy to see that. Clask, my number 71. And there you go. More for you next time. Until then, I'll be at table A9, waiting to play a game. See you next time.
He's got a voice that's really the bomb. He'll make a choice that'll aggravate Tom. I hate to spoil it, but when all's said and done, Merchant of Venus gonna be number one. Every summer, top one.